Okay, so today we're installing on the 2015 Mule. We already put our dash brackets on, and so now what we're going to do is prepare to get our windshield put on. What we want to do is remove this protective plastic just past these holes. It allows us to not get our fingerprints all over it. If there is a problem with the windshield, as long as you just do it this way, you can return the windshield. If you remove the protective plastic completely off, you just bought it. So just do this because this is the way you can make sure everything fits up properly. Once we have that peeled off, then what we're going to do is we're going to want to set this windshield behind these brackets right here. You can do it yourself, but it is easier if somebody helps you. So I'm going to have Brandon grab that side. Just guide us down there. Nice and smooth. And basically, the thing I would recommend at this point is just making sure that your windshield fits properly. I would peel this protective plastic off because it's going to get in the way of the brackets once you get it down real tight. So we just kind of want to set it down like that, and then that'll be good. Now you have one clamp in your bag that is that's a smaller clamp. It's an 1 5/8" clamp. The other four are larger clamps. We're going to want the 4 larger clamps. This smaller clamp is used for the center support bracket that I'll show you later. But what we want to grab right now is these 4 bolt and lock washers for each of them. Bolt nut lock washer. Our tools needed for the install are a Phillips head screwdriver and a 7/16" wrench. Grabbing all this stuff. Put my bolt nut and lock washer on, and I'm just going to put them on really loose. Just barely on the threads. This allows me to center the windshield. And if it's off one side or another side, you can move it a little bit so that you can get everything aligned properly. One of the things you do not want to ever do with plastic is use Loctite. It is the worst product designed for plastic. It's a fantastic product, not good for plastic. Sometimes these little bolts are a little hard to get in. Use my screwdriver to push the bolt. Everything's designed to be pretty darn tight, so gotta sometimes just work that a little bit. Never use Windex or Loctite on plastic. Both of them are plastic destroyers. Now, once I have my clamps down like that and they're set, what I'm going to do is I'm going to push this down as tight as I can to the body. Shove that down, give it a little push down from the top, and then I'm going to grab my, let me grab my wrench. I left it on the other side, on the other seat. We're going to have that down nice and secure to the hood. What we want to do is we want to take our 7/16" wrench, put it on the back of that bolt, and we want to put some pressure forward as we're tightening this guy down. Now don't get Hercules tight on these because you don't need to. It's not actually good for them. Just secure that back bolt up nice and snug, and putting a little pressure forward just keeps the windshield in the pushed forward position. You can actually, with these clamps, you can actually tweak your windshield back a little bit. So we want to tighten down the bottom one over there. Now I'm going to go over here to the opposite side and do the exact same thing with the bottom one. And we want to stay on the bottom one because that allows us, once we get that done, then we're centered and set to go ahead and tighten up the other ones and set our center support, our dash brackets. So we got that pressed down tight. Okay, now that we have that done, so once you make sure everything works right, I take out that front piece. Now we're going to peel off this back piece of this. Grab our bolt nut and lock washer for that one. Bolt right through here, this guy out. Snug this guy up right here. Okay, nice and snug there. We're going to go over to the other side. Do the exact same thing. And at this point, you're, for the most part, complete with your installation. We just have a few little things to do, but this is the major work is complete. I've made this for the factory hardtop. What I tend to do is try to make them as high as I possibly can, so I'll kind of hit a little bit on the edges. Just causes you to just have to just do, if you stand in the center, give a little lift, it'll just pop right back in. But that gives us our highest reach up here and still allowing us the convenience of tilting it up and down for when it's dusty, and then also for when you're towing. Now that we have that up, our next thing to do, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's grab our center support bracket, our 1 5/8 clamp, bolts, nut, lock washers, all that good stuff. Your hardtop bracket is going to fit like that. So the rounded part of the bracket goes over the top of the roll bar. That's going to go like that, down to your windshield. This gives your windshield some additional center support structure, and that's how you want to set it up. If you're doing the soft top, the bracket is reversed. You're going to take this guy, bolt, nut, and lock washer here. Okay, get that all up there, get that all set. Literally with that one, I usually just grab my little wrench and just, once I get it set to the windshield, and the reason you want to put your bracket on first before you put your straps on, because the bracket is designed to push the windshield out a little bit. So it's going to push it forward, actually causing a flex off of it. So if you hook your straps up first, the bracket will not fit on. So you want to just put those on first. And then what I do, I don't get carried away with this guy. I mean, it's pretty simple and easy, and a little bit of movement in it doesn't make it horrible, but still allows me to move it. Okay. So then that goes onto our windshield like that, and then we're going to take and put our bolt right through the center. Because this is such a big guy, you're going to have to stand up on here. Okay, so we just want to take and put our bolt through there, and the easiest thing is just to reach up and just kind of tighten that in there like that. And that gives us we've got our little wing nut. You can tighten that from the front or out here. If you have two people, you can do it that way, whichever. But that gives us some structural support up there. And then we're going to take our Velcro straps. I'm going to move over to this side, closer. And what we want to do on these is, my freaking head, take the strap, and we're going to do the smooth side facing us, clip to the front. Goes just like that through there. Grab a hold of that, pull that back. Now, as you can see here, this guy has a mirror, so all we got to do is just kind of move this mirror into, you can even put them down here. It does, if you put the mirror down here, you will have to go get longer bolts because they're not long enough for any additional obstruction. But you can just put it in a place like that, and then you just kind of, in a sense, because of the way Lexan is, if you would, as you can see that, it's just going to flex over the top of it. It's not gonna cause a major problem. If you've got the big chunky mirrors that are not this low profile one, I would recommend notching out your windshield, because you can break it by, if you're forcing too much pressure over that, it's not a good thing. So if it's a low profile, this works just fine. If it's a high profile, make you a little notch out of the windshield. Bonus to Lexan, doesn't crack or break when you cut it, so you don't have the normal problems of like your acrylics and such. Again, smooth side facing us, it's always the same. Smooth side is always facing us. Strap. And there we are. That's our windshield in the full upright position. That's how we're going to be traveling down the road with it. So now the next situation is that we're traveling home. Our windshields are all designed to be towed in the down position. So we're going to be traveling home, or it's warm, it's a really dusty day. We want to tilt our windshield down. Basically, what we're going to do is we're going to release our 4 straps. We also haven't set our bumpers up on the hood, so I'm going to show you how to do that. But this is how we're going to, as a usable thing when we're out and about. Oh, center support screw off in there. Then when I take that off, what I just do with that is I clip that down, and I put all my stuff back onto there. Tighten that up real quick. And you're set to roll. Okay, now normally what we're going to do if we're going to be towing, we're going to strap this down in the secured down position right off. But what we're going to do here, we're going to do it loose, because we want to put bumpers in still. So, again, smooth side facing us, clip to the top, as always. Always that way. Smooth side facing us, clip to the front, and wrap that one around there. What this causes is basically a double Velcro situation, so that we can hook 2 of them together, so if there is any kind of failure, we've got a backup. And like I say, I want to just do this really loose right at this second, because I want to we got to get our bumpers in here. So again, I'm just going to kind of snug that guy down. Now I got a pretty, well, I actually may got a little, I have a situation with that. Sometimes get a little carried away, because I got to have some room underneath there. Now I'm going to take my 4 bumpers, and if you'll notice, what we kind of want to do is split this hood in half. And so we're going to go like right there. That gives us a nice protection there. And then we're going to go over to here. Do that same thing. There. And then our next spot we're going to hit is right here. So we want to put these right on this little lip. So the top piece of it hits right on the top of that round. And these are great little bumpers. They'll stay on. You just put them where they go. Don't take a minute and get them in the right spot, because once they're on, you can remove them, but they're not easy. Now we've got our 4 bumpers on there like that. Now we're going to really get it for what we do when we go to tow it. What we're going to do is we're going to pull this down as tight as we can with this one, with the outside guy, and then we're going to take that inside guy and hook it to that one. And then continue our tension on that and wrap that one around there. So now it's double Velcro. This Velcro is secured to, both of them are secured to each other, so it gives us some extra strength. Then we're going to go over to the other side and do the exact same thing. Wrap that around there nice and tight and snug. Now this is how you travel down the road when you're towing. It's warm, it's dusty, whatever the case may be, and you want your windshield down. This is how we're going to tow it. Not going to be moving around, not going to be bouncing around, designed to be stay right there, as well as designed to be towed down the freeway that way. Now, for cleaning, as you can see, like in this process of getting it, of installing it, you may be able to see that there's some fingerprints and such on it. It's one of the main advantage, one of the many advantages, let's say that, to the mar resistor, to a tilt windshield. Windshields need to be washed off with water first. It is the most important part of maintaining them and not scratching them. So with our windshield, what you're going to do is if you're out on the trail and it's dirty, well then you're simply going to tilt it down, take and rinse this off with some water, and then you use microfiber cloths are the best to dry them with, and you just dry it off with a microfiber cloth. We do sell a nice little package with microfiber cloths and some anti-static product that you put on after the water. So that's always a helpful thing. It reduces the static electricity and it reduces the dust buildup. But simple water is the main thing you want to use unless you're going to use an anti-static product after the water. Dry it off with a clean cloth. This is basically all there is to this windshield. If over a long period of time this top portion gets destroyed or beat up or something, you can simply replace it by calling us. You remove it off the hinge and you can replace the whole top section, so it makes your windshield have also a great long life to it. We thank you for your business and appreciate it. Have a good day.